harshly put. It's hard working with you women. I'm not gonna lie. It is difficult as a man to work with women. It is. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on or why every situation have to be handled with an emotional attachment and you acting like you some kind of 10-year-old, 8-year-old kid who needs to throw a tantrum because someone didn't listen to what you wanted them to do in a way that you wanted them to do it. So you're going to throw a fit, bitch and complain about it, and then after play the victim. Wow. Working with women is the hardest thing a man could do, I promise you. I'm sure I cannot be the only one who feel this way or the only one who has gone through time and time again issues with women and their emotional state of mind. For example, hypothetical. You're at your job. There are certain rules that people might have to follow. Understandable. Every job has protocol, standard procedures, and things like that. So definitely get that. However, when you ask a customer to do something and they don't do it in a timely manner, or they don't do it the way that you feel it should have been done, and then you storm out back into the office and start just yelling while customers are here and they can hear for no reason, that's a problem. That's telling me you cannot even control your emotions and everything to you is times 10. No matter how small the situation is, even if what you feel the person may have done to you and we see the footage go back and what you say is totally different than what the footage shows, that's a problem. That's a severe problem. And that should not be happening. Why is it that women, when they tell a story about what happened, it's always in the light of they're the victim and someone is doing something to them? But then you have video proof of the incident. You watch the video proof, and it's nothing like what the woman said. And now her story changes. And then her story changes to where it seemed like, well, I didn't say that. But then on the camera, you did. So who's lying? You or the camera? All I'm saying is, it's just, I thought I was the only one. I didn't know that it's other guys out here who feel exactly how I feel. And I'm just glad to find that I'm not the only one and that this is happening to other people. This is ridiculous. It's hard to work with women who plays the victim. Not only that, but who lies constantly, and you catch them in lies constantly. And then they say, well, I don't care. Right after you catch them in the lie. What kind of female is that? Can someone break that down to me? What kind of female is this? What is this? Is this like every female until you see it happen? But it's every female, but they don't show you that their true colors until they need to. Like, what is this? I'm trying to understand. I want this to be more of a clarification for me on what this is. Is this by design in women, or is this just some women? Or, I mean, I've seen this time and time again in women, and I'm just not understanding. Am I just somebody who just looks like you could just take advantage of or try to manipulate and trick and lie to, and I'm going to believe you? Do I have to be that? It's almost like a woman could lie to you, right? And lie, lie, lie. And when you point them out, they turn it around on you like you're the bad guy, right? Or you, they're explaining something to you and they have to like dramatize it to make it grand and like someone's doing something to them. And then you see the footage and you see that it's not quite what they said. No one did nothing to them. And they took a small situation that wasn't no big deal at all, that to me, a man normally would have handled very professionally, with no incident at all. But with a female, it seems like they take, especially when it's another female. So if it's the female that she's having a problem with, oh my God, that's like, it's like war. It's like war. Like, why is that? Why does it have to be war when it's another female? Like that female, like y'all supposed to go to war. Like that female is testing your female strength, and now you got to test hers, and now y'all got to go back and forth and make it an issue. Why is that? Is this common? Like, I'm serious. I'm trying to understand, why can't females control their fucking emotions at work, at least? And then when you try to calm them down, and you're saying, please calm down, please just relax. Like, let's just talk about it. And she doesn't calm down. She just keep yelling and screaming, and we got customers. Why won't she calm down? Why won't she let me hear what happened? Why can't she just calm down? Let's go sit down and talk about it. Let's see what we could do to resolve it. Let's find a solution to the problem, and let's come up with a solution so it doesn't happen again, and figure out, a resolve. Why do I think that? But then the female I'm dealing with can't even fathom that. Why? Why? I just want to know why. Why everything have to be on 10? Why? Why can you just control your emotions, sit down, and shut the fuck up? Why is that so fucking hard to do? Why can you sit there, breathe, and relax? How do you allow your emotions to get the best of you every time? Every time. Why do I have to work with someone like that? And then they try to report you as you're the bad guy because you're trying to calm them down. And they use words like this. Here's the words to point out that they're the victim and you're the monster. They'll use words like, and they burst out at me. Because you're telling them, please calm down. Please just relax. Like, shh. Like, that wording of burst out at, first of all, it's a lie. Thank God we got cameras, because that just shows that the information she gives when she's reporting something is false information. She's so stupid that when she reported me, that it showed not only am I doing my job, but it shows that she lies when she report, because we have cameras. So thank you for HR, and thank you for cameras at our job. So it just shows what I always state when I have to always defend myself against her, because all I'm doing is really just trying to calm her down, not even calming her down, because she don't even know what a calm state of mind is when a customer asks her something in a certain kind of way, a rude way. Okay, some customers are rude. So what? This is easy to handle. Some things don't even need to be de-escalated. Some things just need to be handled in a more adult-like mindset. But when you're immature and you can't control your emotions, you're going to see everything as a problem, and you're going to be a problem to everyone. I'm just not understanding what is going on. But we have cameras, and it shows that I was doing my job, and it shows that she was the one who's irate. Of course it does. But to her, she's not the irate one. Everyone else is. Of course it is. How can you work with someone like this? It's like, I don't even want to go to work no more. I got to go to work. But why I got to keep working with someone like this? When do HR or someone do something about this kind of person in our work environment? This is toxic. This is a toxic individual. And when you're working with toxic people like this, you don't even want to associate with them or deal with them. And unfortunately, you have to conduct business. So you will have to talk with them and do business. And that's just that's not, life ain't fair, I guess, because that's just hard to do, because you don't know what kind of setup this person is doing. And then and then they secretly try to record you on their phone. They'll secretly do it, and then they hold. And you can tell when they secretly trying to record you to make you look like the bad person because they hold tone and demeanor would change from how they are to when they're recording. Two totally different personalities. That's how you know. When they tone start get low and softly and why are you yelling? Or why are you yelling? They're recording you. Even when you're not yelling. Even when you're just talking at this tone, like, please calm down, please just chill, just relax. We could talk about this. This to them is yelling. I promise you, this is what yelling is to them. So they try to go lower than you. Even though you're a man, you have a deeper voice, and your voice might carry because you're a man. They consider that yelling, and they'll try to use words like that when recording to make it look like you're doing something harm to them, and they're the victim. So they'll use words like burst out, yelling, uh, other words that might trigger things like this. Like it's just crazy, you know. So when they're using words like this against you, that mean even if you're not doing it, they're gonna use these triggering words to look like you're the bad guy and words they know that other women. Because let's be honest, mostly women are in HR, not all, but mostly women are. So they know they're dealing with a female, especially if they dealt with HR before. So they know what words to use that other females would, feel like, oh my God, he's doing that. So they know how to use the words to make it look like you're the bad guy, and they would do that, even if you're not. They would do that. So it's good for you to have be around some kind of camera view or anything like that to cover your own self because you have to with these kind of people. You do, unfortunately. And I just think it's, as far as business goes, the worst thing to do to have to deal with someone like this. It's just so hard. And I just don't understand why it has to be like this. I don't get it. And I wish cold heartedly that, I hate to say it, but I hope she could find a different job. I hope she want to. I don't know. I can't work beside this person no more. How can you work with someone you can't trust, first of all, but is uh counting on your downfall and would do anything and everything to make it look like you're the problem and they're the victim. You can't work with someone like that because it, it's a good chance you could lose, especially if you're a guy, because we got to pedalize these women, right? Even at the workplace, we can't talk to them like a guy. Like, my boss could be direct towards me, but he can't be direct towards her. Oh no, he'll be oh, she'll be like, oh no, the way he talks to me is rude and disrespectful. Like, and it's not rude or disrespectful. It's just, why we gotta, if a woman want to work in a man environment, why do we have to change for them? Why wouldn't Nate have to change to work in that environment? I just don't understand. Why would my boss have to change to say something to her the way he would say it to me? Why? Why does it have to be? We're all equal, right? So why do we have to bend and change? Why you can't just accept the way this is how we talk here in this business? It's acceptable here. It's not even nothing wrong. So I'm not saying like you have to accept something wrong. No, this is just normal. A direct conversation. This is what I need you to do. If you can't do it, then I find someone else to do it. Why you have to take that in a negative way? Why you have to be combative anyway when someone giving you a direction? Why I always got to be, well, why I got to do it? Or well, I don't want to do it like that, or why can't they do it? Or, things like that. Always got an issue when you're trying to direct them to do something all the time. Very combative all the time, especially to leadership. Like, how can a person continue to have a job like this? Why do we have to go in some standard order to get a person out with write-ups and verbals and finals? And no, a person like this is super toxic to the environment. Why can't we just dismiss them? That's just it. It shouldn't be no hidden secret behind it or that we need to do something else. No, maybe I'm tripping. Can someone break it down to me? Should this be normalized? Is this okay to do? Is this okay for a guy to be in a position like this when they clearly is doing nothing wrong but doing their job while the other person is fighting and won't do their job? Like, please leave it in the comments. What is going on? Thank y'all for watching. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, and leave in the comments what you think. Let's discuss. I'm out. Peace.